I'm your host, Tara Sully, and this is my co-host, Armando.
Hi guys, I'm Armando and welcome to Wrestling with Siblings.
What a show, SmackDown Live. Let's get started with none other than Kevin Owens, who opens up the show, and he basically comes out to address the fact that he's going to beat up Kofi Kingston. And not only that, but he wants to make it perfectly clear that he had nothing to do with what happened to Big E last week on SmackDown.
I do not believe that. Knowing Kevin Owens and his personality and the way he has been with other WWE superstars, I don't believe it. I believed he attacked Big E 100%.
And making it 100% clear that he was the one that didn't attack Big E, he said, I am a good person. I would never do something like that. Going back into his point, with his history of him betraying Jericho, him betraying Sami Zayn, two of his closest friends, I wouldn't be entirely surprised if it really was Kevin Owens.
And Kevin Owens likes to go above and beyond to get what he wants. Goes to the extreme. So, like I said, it doesn't surprise me.
He also makes it perfectly clear that he is going to be the blame for Kofi Kingston losing at Super Showdown in 2 weeks. And he says that because he has a match with Kofi tonight on SmackDown, and we already know who Kevin Owens is. He's out to punish and to hurt his opponents, and he wants to take full responsibility for him losing the WWE Championship. And he does make it clear as well that once Dolph Ziggler beats Kofi Kingston for the championship, he wants first in line. He wants a shot at the WWE Championship. He doesn't want to thank you. He just wants a title opportunity. Alright, Kofi Kingston, the WWE Champion, that comes out and he's like, alright, enough, stop lying. I know what you did to Big E. We all know it was you. Keep in mind, Dolph Ziggler has also been targeting Kofi Kingston. So for all we know, it could have been Dolph. But Big E did say it was Kevin Owens.
Yeah, like I said, nobody's believing what Kevin Owens is saying.
And Kofi also says, you will pay for what you did to Big E and Xavier Woods. So that leads into Kofi Kingston versus Kevin Owens. Show stealer of a match, definitely. Two athletic, talented superstars. Absolutely loved it. Both extremely creative. And I like to see this match more than once.
Yeah, and then Kofi, from the get-go, just wanted to get his hands on Kevin Owens to get a little bit of payback what he's been doing to his friends.
Yeah, he was frustrated. He was mad. He wanted to let all that frustration out, and the only way to do it was to go right after Kevin Owens and not give him any opportunity. But let's be real here. Kevin Owens dominated the majority of this match. He didn't give Kofi much opportunity.
He did dominate, I give him that, but you also got to keep in mind that Kofi hasn't been 100% for the past couple of weeks. He has been brutally attacked by Dolph Ziggler, and he's not 100%, and Kevin Owens took advantage of that.
Yep. But because he took advantage of that, that's what's going to give Dolph Ziggler, who we didn't get to see today, the advantage at Super Showdown, because Kevin Owens did make it 100% clear. I will be responsible for Kofi Kingston losing. And, I mean, are you really surprised? Jealousy between Kofi and Kevin and Dolph Ziggler is really up there because Kevin Owens feels like he should be the champion. Dolph Ziggler feels like he should be the champion. But in reality, it's Kofi Kingston. So he has a huge target. And he doesn't just have to worry about them. He has to worry about Brock Lesnar as well.
Yeah, Brock Lesnar, I'm sure, is on his mind 24/7. And not only that, but you also got to be impressed with Kevin Owens. What he showed today in the ring was just amazing. He did a couple frog splashes, and not only that, but a swanton bomb. That was pretty impressive.
Extremely athletic. You really have to give him credit for that. All right. Go ahead.
Kevin Owens, one of my favorites for sure.
Yeah, definitely, 100%. And Kofi, he's definitely one of my favorites now. I feel like he's been super underrated or underappreciated for the last 11 years, and I feel this is finally his opportunity, and I hope he holds the championship for a very long time. Alright, moving on to Daniel Bryan and Eric Rowan, the SmackDown Tag Team Champions. They pretty much make fun of the tag team division. They say it's a joke. No one can take it seriously at this point.
I don't think it's really a joke. They just haven't had the competition yet. But, once they start facing teams like Heavy Machinery, then we'll see how things start playing out.
They're the planet's champion, and that's what they want to make very, very clear. And he does make it specifically clear that the tag team division is a joke and that they are not jokes. They're the only part of this entire tag team division that isn't a joke. Now, if you tell me they've only had, one title defense, and I believe the title defense was at Money in the Bank, and that's it, ever since they won the championship. They had a fantastic match against the Usos, but other than that, they really haven't had much matches, at least not that I remember.
And today they actually got challenged by Heavy Machinery, but Daniel Bryan and Eric Rowan decided to back out and say, nope, it's not going to happen here tonight.
I think they made a great decision. I really do feel that way because Heavy Machinery, they're very dangerous opponents and they're very smart. They have insane chemistry together, and I feel if Daniel Bryan and Eric Rowan would have allowed this match to happen, they could have potentially lost the tag team titles.
Well, definitely Eric Rowan and the new Daniel Bryan are smart competitors, no doubt about it. And they're going to pick and choose their opponents, and they're going to try to be the WWE SmackDown Tag Team Champions for as long as they can.
As of right now, I don't see anybody taking it from them. I don't think there's a team right now that can physically compete and physically take it away from them. Alright, moving on to Carmella versus Mandy Rose. Very impressed with this match, especially with Mandy Rose. I feel like she really is the breakout star of 2019. She's done so much. She's improved tremendously, and you definitely saw that in this match.
Yeah, ever since we saw her in that, I believe it was that Elimination Chamber tag match, from there on, her level in the ring has just increased week after week. And not only that, but she also has Sonya Deville in her corner, and that's huge support.
It definitely is, and we got to see Carmella obviously be affected by that during this match because she has to worry about R-Truth, who is a 24/7 champion. She has to worry about Sonya Deville, and she has to worry about Mandy Rose, who is obviously her opponent. And obviously she's still a little upset about what Mandy Rose did to her at Money in the Bank, tweaking her knee a little bit.
I don't think it was intentional, but, I mean, Carmella has reasons.
Definitely. Alright, moving on to Shane McMahon Appreciation Night. Very interesting. What is there to say? They're pretty much honoring Shane McMahon, and he comes out with his insurance policy and Elias. You know, he has backup on both brands. He carries them with him everywhere he goes.
Yeah, and I think he's made a great choice, not only because of McIntyre, who he is, but also Elias.
He definitely... Yes. So he comes out and basically says that he's going to teach Roman Reigns some respect. And in order for him to do that, he has to beat Roman at Super Showdown. Now, I believe we'll be doing a prediction show, but personally, I think Shane's taking this one. I don't see Roman beating him just yet.
I have to agree with you on this one. I think Elias and McIntyre getting involved might end up costing Shane McMahon the match.
Now, Elias also says he has a song and he's obviously performing. And then R-Truth, who is a 24/7 champion who has to be running around the entire arena protecting himself, hiding from all the rest of the superstars, comes into the ring and he pretty much interrupts the appreciation night for Shane McMahon, and he pays for it because Shane didn't like it. Elias and Drew McIntyre started attacking him. That was unfair. And then what happens? Elias pins him 1, 2, 3, 4, the 24/7 championship. That's so unfair.
He got what he deserved because he interrupted Shane McMahon. And not only that, Elias became champion. His first title in the WWE. How exciting.
That is ridiculous. That is not fair.
That man deserves it because he was there when Vince McMahon got punched in the face by Roman Reigns.
Okay, I give him props for saving Vince McMahon, but I do not think the way he won it was correct. I get it. It's the 24/7 championship. You can win it whenever, at any given time. But come on, really? They completely ambushed him.
He took advantage of the opportunity, just like the Money in the Bank Bailey did.
And you get to see the favoritism because Shane puts R-Truth in a match. He's like, you're going to be teaming up with none other than Roman Reigns, and you'll be going up against Elias and Drew McIntyre. But since Elias was a 24/7 champion, he said that the rules were going to be pretty much suspended for the remainder of the match, so he wanted Elias to focus on his match against R-Truth and Roman Reigns that nobody can go after him, nobody can pin him. That is completely unfair. If R-Truth has to defend it 24/7, so does Elias.
No, Elias does it because he has a match and it's totally unfair.
That is ridiculous. Anyways, moving on to Bayley versus Lacey Evans, another killer match. I feel like SmackDown had a lot of great matches, if you ask me, in my opinion. Alright, Lacey Evans. She does remind me a lot of Charlotte. 100%. The way she moves, the way she acts in the ring, the way she talks, her cockiness, everything. She knows she's good, and she's showing that each and every single time she's in the ring.
Yeah, like you said, we could see the similarities both in Charlotte and Lacey Evans. It's just a matter of time before these two women dominate both brands and they become tag team champions. I'm going to say it, and I'm going to keep saying it until it happens.
Well, if they do, let's say that does happen, right? And they do become tag champions, who's going to take it from them? I don't see anybody taking it from them. I mean, once you have Charlotte on your team and you have somebody as dangerous like Lacey Evans and you have Charlotte as your mentor, who's going to take the championships from you?
And I like this team because, like I said, I like the way they're getting along so far.
The chemistry is definitely there. There's a lot of teams that are put together and they just don't have that chemistry. They work well together, but they don't have the chemistry. This is one of those teams where you throw it together and you're like, okay, where is this going to go? But they click. It works, and they have that chemistry. And moving on to Bayley, I feel like she's at her peak, and I don't want to say her peak because I feel like there's more to her, but this is definitely the best Bayley we've seen in the last 2-3 years.
Yeah, and that transition over to SmackDown really is helping her out. It's helping her gain more confidence and prove herself even more to everybody. Like, you know what? Hey, I could be a top woman in the SmackDown division.
She's definitely proving why she is one of the 4 horsewomen.
And I'm glad she got to cash in the Money in the Bank contract at Money in the Bank to become champion.
Definitely. Alright, something very interesting happens though, because Charlotte Flair was not ringside, but she was at commentary, and Bayley gets on her face. She punches her, and Charlotte gets upset, so she goes right after her. And at this point, Lacey Evans is in the ring, and Charlotte caused a distraction. Meanwhile, Lacey Evans is already pinning Bayley, and she pretty much had a 3-4 count, 3 to 4 second count, and Charlotte pretty much cost her that because the referee didn't see that. So Bayley flipped it around and pinned her, and I mean, she was able to take down Lacey Evans.
Yeah, and then this is why Bayley is champion, because she knows how to take the opportunity and take advantage of that. She knew that if she was able to distract Charlotte, she pretty much had a chance.
Yep, and Lacey Evans pretty much turned on Charlotte. She went after her. She was upset that she cost her match, that she took the opportunity of beating somebody like Bayley, and she goes after Charlotte, and Charlotte's like, no, I will show you who runs the women's division.
I don't blame Lacey because she is trying to make a name for herself, and I mean, losing a match against the champion, even though it was a non-title match, imagine if she would have beat her, she would have been pretty much first in line to get the opportunity.
And also keep in mind, she's mad because she couldn't beat Becky Lynch at Money in the Bank, and now she couldn't take out Bayley, so I definitely understand her frustration. But Charlotte proved to her why she is the greatest and why she will continue to be the greatest. She stopped her in the middle of her tracks.
All I gotta say is Charlotte versus Lacey Evans. Make it happen. It's gonna be probably the biggest match of the year, if not
the decade.
Yep, exactly.
I would put that match in a WrestleMania. That match is worthy of that. I don't want anything less for it. If anything, put it in a SummerSlam, but even then, I feel like that's a smaller stage for the type of feud you can have with these women. Alright, moving on to the main event, Roman Reigns and R-Truth versus Elias and Drew McIntyre. Before the match even starts, Drew McIntyre and Elias, this is why they're smart, this is why they work together, this is why the chemistry is there. They took advantage of R-Truth not being 100%, and what do? They attack him right before the match.
Yeah, they obviously try to get an advantage and try to make this a handicap match against Roman Reigns.
But what does Roman do? He goes for the rescue, he brings them into the ring, they start the match, and he's like, you know what? I got this. Truth didn't have anything to worry about because the big dog was going to handle it. But we also did get to see them target R-Truth for the majority of this match. They were trying to prevent Roman Reigns from getting into this match.
Yeah, they knew Roman Reigns was going to be the game changer, so I probably would have done the same thing. I would have tried to keep R-Truth in the ring as much as possible and try to get that pinfall.
There's not much I can say on Roman Reigns other than the fact that my respects for what he did after this match. He obviously took down Elias and he took down Drew McIntyre. And so what happens? He speared him and he's like, oh, wait, the match is over. Somebody can win the 24/7 championship. So what does he do? He grabs R-Truth and he's like, yo, man, just pin him. So R-Truth pinned him and he helped R-Truth gain the 24/7 championship. That, my man, deserves some respect.
Totally unfair for Elias. They caught him off guard. A spear by Roman Reigns. Come on.
But
really?
they didn't catch R-Truth off guard when Elias pinned him?
No.
Yes, he did.
No, because he had interfered in Shane McMahon's Appreciation Night.
This is a discussion that will go on all night. So that's all we have for you guys on this episode of Wrestling with Siblings. For those of you that do not know what WWS stands for, wonder what does WWS stand for?
Wrestling with Siblings. Thank you guys so much and see you next time.
Yep. Remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe. We'll see you guys next week.